kindergartners, how are you? Were you wondering what I was doing? I was just having a little bit of fun here on one of Tommy's drums. I know it goes like dum, 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 dum. Hey, I have a question for you. Do you think you know why I have certain toys here? I'm going to tell you the name of these toys, and I'm going to see if you can solve my riddle. Let's see if you can tell me what all of these toys have in common. Are you ready? I've got a drum, a dog, Diesel. Remember Diesel engine? I know, I haven't seen him in a while. Here's Diesel. There are some, you hear those guys? Quack, quack. There are some ducks. And one more, I've got some dolls. Yeah, I like these dolls a lot because they were made to look like specific people. You know who this one is? This is Tommy when he was 8. Those are his exact pajamas. Isn't that a fun doll? All right, boys and girls. So listen again. Dolls, ducks, diesel, dog, and drum. What do those all have in common? Pierre, do you know? You're right. They all start with the letter D. And today we're going to do some work with the letter D. And since you guys are so good at listening for sounds, I bet you're going to have no problems at all with this station. All right, these station papers, and there's just 2 on this one today, are coming from your blue folder. There's the one that looks like this, handwriting, with the dog on top. Sometimes our handwriting sheets are dotted. This has a very light line in case you're trying to tell the difference. Okay, and this one right here is called Beginning Sounds. Yeah, there's a little spot for tracing at the top, and then you can see all the pictures at the bottom. These are the 2 you're going to need to complete the station. All right, let's get started. Let's see, let me grab some scissors. They're right over here. You'll notice I'm being careful. I'm trying not to move too quickly with my scissors because if I fall, I could get hurt. I could accidentally damage my clothing. We don't want any of that to happen. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to begin by cutting across the bottom so that I don't have any funny scraps hanging off. I want my work to look neat when I'm all done, so I just cut the whole thing right off. Right, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to cut on the dotted lines. So this part over here is going to be a scrap. Now you can either set your scrap down near you and you can clean it up at the end. I have a garbage can quite close to me, so I'm going to put it right in that garbage can so I have one less thing to worry about. All right, into the garbage it goes. I like keeping my work area somewhat neat so that I don't lose anything. And when I talk about losing things, that's especially important with all these little pieces here. Because once we cut these out, there's a lot to keep track of. So I'm going to cut down the middle. There we go. And then I'm going to cut these apart. Sometimes when I'm working on stuff at school, I'll use a little collection basket so they don't get lost. But since I have a nice big work area right now, I'll just leave them right here on my table. But it might be something you want to think about, a little collection spot. Maybe mom or dad has a bowl in your cupboard that they don't mind having you put these little pieces in as you cut so you don't lose stuff. All right, did you write your name on your paper? Good, good. Now when you trace your D's, you're going to start at the top, go straight down and around a great big tummy for the D. And then for the lowercase d, you're going to make a donut. And then you're going to make this bar straight down there. I know it does. It faces the opposite way of the letter B. Sometimes it is confusing. All right, and then you get to do it again. Capital D, lowercase d. All right, the big job on this page is listening for the beginning sounds. So I'm going to say the word and you're going to listen. If it starts with a capital D, we're going to glue it by the capital D. If it does not start with a D, we're going to put it down by this D with an X on it. because that means it does not make the d, d sound. Yeah, the sound that you heard in the beginning of dog. It is. It's close to the b and the p sound, but it's different. It's a whole different sound, and it makes different words. All right, here comes our first one. Oh, they're going to help us get started easily with dog. Dog. Yes, very good. Okay, go ahead. Logan? Yeah, good job. We're going to put that by the letter D because it has the D sound. Here we go. Right on there. See how I glued it on there? Yeah, I had to smooth it down a little bit so it didn't fall right back off. All right, here comes another one. Let's go with this one. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Bee. Yeah, it's a bumblebee. Did you think I was telling you that it started with a B? Sometimes I make mistakes do that, but sometimes I was saying, this time I was saying B. Yep. Okay, listen again. B. Yeah, it starts with a B. So it does not start with a D. Yeah, let's put that on the bottom part where there's an X through the D. That one is not a D word. All right, Alec, this one's for you. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Ready? Elephant. Alex, you're right. It does remind me of when we were saying Eskimo. Yeah, that's the letter E then, isn't it? So I know all of you, I see everybody shaking their heads. Nope, that does not start with the letter D. So we're going to put it on the bottom. All right. So right now we have more that do not start with D than do start with D. All right, ready? Here comes the, Ethan, you going to do this one? How about this one? Bug, bug, bug. Yeah, they're thinking about bee a lot today because that sounded like the bee. Doesn't start with D, does it, Ethan? Let's put it down here. All right, on the bottom. Now we have 3 that do not start with D compared to 1 that does start with D. All right, Lillian, this one's for you. Are you ready? Well, yeah, it's for everybody to think about, but Lillian's going to answer out loud on this one. All right, ready? Yeah, door. Like there's a knock at the door. What do you think, Lillian? Good, it does start with a D. Finally, it was about time, isn't it? Let's glue that next to the dog because they both start with the D sound. All right. Kylie, are you ready? You feeling better? You ready for this one? All right, let's do it. I like this one. Duck, duck, duck. Yeah, that does start with the letter D. I see so many of you smiling and nodding your head. Benjamin, both my Benjamin were like, come on, Mrs. Finko, we know that starts with a D. All right, let's put that on here. All right, and let's do another one. We've got 2 more left. Let's do the octopus. Octopus. Okay, so who wants to answer for this one? All right, I don't think I've heard today from, who haven't we talked to at all today who's been really quiet and hiding out on us? Okay, all right, Hunter, go ahead. Doesn't start with a D. Yeah, it's a vowel. It's the O. All right, let's go ahead and put that down here. Okay, we've got 1 more, and this one, get ready. I'm going to ask you, Aubrielle. I'm going to ask you about this one. Ready? Ready? Dice, dice, d. Good job, Aubrielle. I'm going to put that by the D spot. All right. I have a question for you, boys and girls. Do you think because I just had 1 left, I should have automatically, without thinking, glued that by the D? I could have, and it could have been all right. But Nevaeh, do you know why I may not have done that? What could we do by thinking about it? You're right, Nevaeh. If I made a mistake on one of the other ones, say when I got through it didn't start with a D, so I knew I needed to put it down here. It gives me a chance to fix any mistake I may have had. And checking our work is always important because it's okay if you make a mistake while you're learning. Absolutely, we all make mistakes, but we want to try to catch our mistakes and learn from them. So when we check even the last one, it helps us know if there's any mistakes. All right, we did a good job on that one, didn't we? Get it? Didn't we? All right, let's put that on the side. And this is the last one you're going to do. And I'm just going to have you do this mostly on your own. But I want to talk to you about what you're going to pay attention to while you are tracing these. The capital D starts at the top, goes all the way to the bottom, and then around. Lowercase d has a tall stick in it too. But first, it has the circle, then that tall line. And it doesn't go below the bottom line at all. It goes between the top and the bottom, but it doesn't keep going. If you're doing it, you might be thinking of the P, and we're not practicing that right now. All right, take your time on this. Don't rush through it. As you are tracing those D's, think about the sound that the D makes. Notice that it's different than the B. Focus in on that. All right, boys and girls, I'm sure you're going to do a great job. Take your time and do your best.